They say betrayal cuts deepest when it comes from someone you trusted the most. For me, it wasn't just heartbreak, it was humiliation. But what my ex didn't know was that I wasn't the type to cry and move on. I was the type to plot and to win. I never thought I'd be the type to share my story on Reddit, but here I am, typing with a mix of anger and satisfaction. My name's Ethan, and this story is about my ex, Melissa. Melissa and I had been together for 3 years. We met in college, clicked instantly, and everyone thought we'd end up married. I was loyal, faithful, and honestly kind of blind to the little red flags along the way, like how she always forgot to mention male friends when she went out, or how her phone was suddenly always face down whenever we were together. But love makes you stupid, and I was a fool for her. The breaking point came one Friday night. She told me she had to work late at her new job, but my best friend Jake happened to be at the same downtown bar where Melissa was supposedly working overtime. And guess who he saw kissing her co-worker? Yep, Melissa. Jake texted me a photo, and my stomach dropped. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I went cold. I told her, "Good night, hope work isn't too stressful," and pretended everything was fine. Inside, though, something snapped. When she came home later that night, smelling like cheap perfume and lies, I already knew our relationship was over. But I wasn't about to give her the satisfaction of a simple breakup. She had humiliated me, made me a fool, and worst of all, wasted 3 years of my life. I decided I was going to get my revenge. Melissa was materialistic. She loved showing off the lifestyle I provided. I paid for dinners, trips, and even helped her with rent once when she was short on cash. She bragged on Instagram about how perfect her life was. My plan? To take all that away and expose her for who she truly was. Step 1 was patience. I acted normal for 2 weeks. I kissed her goodnight, made her breakfast, even sent flowers to her work. She thought she had me wrapped around her finger. She thought she was winning. But really, I was just gathering information. During that time, I dug through old messages, receipts, and bank transfers. And I found something even worse. Melissa wasn't just cheating with her coworker. She was also secretly using my credit card for online shopping, over $2,000 worth. That was the moment my revenge solidified in my mind. Breaking up wasn't enough anymore. I was going to ruin her carefully curated image, expose her lies, and leave her with nothing. And trust me, when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Now that I had proof Melissa was both cheating and stealing from me, I knew I had leverage. Revenge, I realized, wasn't about yelling or crying. It was about timing. First, I quietly removed my name from everything I was helping her with. I'd been covering her phone bill, part of her Netflix account, and even had her added as an authorized user on my credit card. One by one, I canceled everything. She didn't notice right away, probably too busy sneaking around with her coworker. Next, I made copies of all the receipts, text messages, and that picture Jake sent me. I created a neat little digital folder, labeled it Melissa's Greatest Hits, and kept it ready. But I wasn't just going to confront her at home where she could cry and beg her way out of it. No, I wanted the world to see the truth. And Melissa loved social media more than anything. Her Instagram was her temple, her followers her worshipers. That's where I would strike. The opportunity came faster than I expected. Melissa's birthday was coming up, and she was planning a huge party. Of course, she expected me to foot the bill for the venue, food, and drinks. Instead of saying no, I said yes, enthusiastically. She had no idea that she was about to host her own public downfall. In the days leading up to her party, I transferred all her secret purchases from my credit card into one giant collage of screenshots. New shoes? Screenshot. Jewelry? Screenshot. Designer bags? Screenshot. And right next to each, the charge to my card. By the time the party rolled around, I was ready. The night started like any other. Friends gathered, drinks flowed, and Melissa pranced around in a brand new dress that I'd unknowingly paid for. She clung to me like I was her perfect boyfriend, smiling for every camera. But I wasn't smiling. I was counting down. At exactly 10 p.m., I excused myself and walked to the DJ booth. I'd slipped the DJ a $50 earlier with simple instructions. When I gave the signal, plug in my flash drive. He nodded, and the music suddenly cut. The projector lit up with my folder. First came the receipts. One by one, Melissa's shopping. Sprees appeared on the giant screen. Every pair of heels, every handbag, all bought with my money. People started whispering, looking at her. Then came the texts. Screenshots of her late-night messages with her coworker. Flirty, disgusting, undeniable. Melissa froze, her smile shattering. She stammered something about fake screenshots, but then the picture Jake had sent me appeared, the one of her kissing her coworker. The room went silent, and that's when I delivered the rehook. I stepped forward, grabbed the mic, and said, "Melissa, you've been living off me, cheating on me, and stealing from me. Tonight I'm taking it all back. Consider this party your goodbye gift." Gasps, laughter. Her friends pulled out their phones, and for the first time in 3 years, I felt free. But I wasn't done yet. The real twist, the part that would truly end her, was still coming. The room was dead silent after my mic drop. Melissa stood frozen in the middle of the crowd, her perfect Instagram smile gone, replaced with panic. Her friends stared, some whispering, others recording. She tried to reach for me, but I stepped back and let the silence work its magic. She finally muttered, "This isn't real! He's just trying to embarrass me." But then the final slide appeared on the screen, a screenshot of her email confirmation for the very dress she was wearing that night, purchased with my credit card. The crowd erupted in laughter. Some of her closest friends looked disgusted. A few even walked out. Melissa's birthday had officially turned into her public funeral, socially speaking. But the best part? This was just the beginning of her downfall. You see, while Melissa thought I was supporting her lifestyle, I had been preparing my escape. I'd already contacted my credit card company, filed a fraud report for all the unauthorized purchases, and provided proof. Not only was the card canceled, but they were investigating her for theft. The $2,000 she thought she got away with? Gone. And her credit score? About to be nuked. As she scrambled to save face at the party, I calmly grabbed my jacket and turned to leave. But not before saying, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Melissa, I hope your coworker can afford your lifestyle, because I'm done financing it." The whole room cheered, clapped, even booed at her as I walked out. It felt like a movie scene. In the days that followed, the consequences hit her hard. Her coworker Fling didn't want anything serious. He ghosted her within a week. The fraud. Investigation froze her bank account temporarily. She tried reaching out to me, leaving voicemails about how I misunderstood and overreacted. But I didn't bite. I blocked her number, blocked her on socials, and moved on with my life. Meanwhile, the fallout on her end was brutal. Her Instagram followers tanked after word spread of the birthday party Exposé. Screenshots and videos from the night circulated among our mutuals. She became a walking meme in our friend circle. But the cherry on top? Months later, I learned she had to move out of her apartment because she couldn't keep up with rent. The girl who once flaunted designer bags and bragged about vacations was now back at her parents' house. Me? I thrived. I focused on my career, hit the gym, and even started dating someone new, someone honest. Sometimes people ask if I regret the way I handled it. And to be honest, not one bit. Melissa thought she could humiliate me, use me, and toss me aside. Instead, she ended up exposing herself to everyone. The best revenge isn't just about payback, it's about taking your power back. And trust me, I did just that.